From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
It was a busy weekend in downtown Bozeman, many celebrating Pride weekend. We take a look at some of the festivities and we'll talk with some of the local businesses.
Well, the sign basically says it's now open for business. I'm Chet Lehman. This week, we're at one of 69 wildlife management areas in the Treasure State. We'll talk about what those are and how we can use this land responsibly for Montana's wildlife.
All right, we are nearing 6:30 on this Monday edition of Montana This Morning. Jay McDonald, Chet Lehman, Matt Elwell with you. Well, I'm wondering if the wildlife is liking this weather we're having, Matt.
Oh, man, it's crazy right now.
Something.
It is.
We finally got rid of some of the smoke with the rain showers that moved through. Eastern Montana still dealing with nasty air quality. I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes. Temperatures into the 40s and 50s for the early morning. We are tracking some showers that are near Butte for the mid to late morning. I think our better chance of afternoon thunder showers happening near the noon hour in Butte, mid-afternoon in Bozeman, lingering into the evening. So if you have outdoor plans, just in your mind, prep yourself that there may be some lightning out there to deal with. Hey, here's a breakdown of temperatures for today. I think it is going to be a warm afternoon, warm enough that the atmosphere is a little unstable. So we look at pop-up showers and thunderstorms happening a little earlier. You can see the rain on the horizon there in Butte. So we're not quite into the rain, the heavy rain yet. I think we will see scattered showers this week. I'm going to break it all down for you coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Well, people flocked to downtown Bozeman to celebrate the first Pride Festival in more than a decade here in Bozeman. Now, people have been celebrating Pride weekend with various events taking place. There were, however, some people who came out to protest the events taking place. There were also some people who turned out to a drag hour. Now, it's unclear if it was the same group from here in Bozeman.
Now, Bozeman police, of course, were on hand to maintain peace. That didn't stop people from having fun throughout the weekend. Several groups joined in for the fun, handing out Pride rainbow flags, drawing art on the streets. You can see it there. Businesses even joined in on the fun. MTN's Edgar Cedillo had a chance to talk with the manager of Alloy Bozeman, brought in a tattoo artist for pop-up tattoos to help celebrate Pride weekend.
Absolutely, and we were like, tattoos pop-up is the perfect idea. So for us, it's big, and we're so excited, and we're excited to see how much it brings down to Bozeman. So we're ready, and I think the city needs it too. So.
All right, now switching gears a little bit, Yellowstone National Park biologists say elk calving is now underway in the park, and that means you can see elk calves and mothers like this. But it also means that the elk cows are much more aggressive than usual as they are protecting their young.
The elk may charge onlookers trying to kick them. Park officials say always stay at least 25 yards, that's 75 feet away from elk. And if an elk runs towards you, take shelter in your vehicle or behind a strong barrier as quickly as possible. Just leave them alone.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the country is now a week and a half away from a possible default, impacting potential Social Security checks, military pay, and the overall economy. President Biden and Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, are expected to meet Monday to try to strike a deal.
Now, one part of a possible compromise includes permitting reform. And while that issue may sound like something you wouldn't normally care about, Marjo St. George explains how it impacts everything from your commute to your internet connection.
Every now and then, political reporters will pop on your television and talk about something that's, quite frankly, really boring. Something like permitting reform. Well, this is one of those times. Now, before you change the channel, you need to understand why permitting reform really matters. You see, if the country's going to avert a debt ceiling crisis in the coming weeks, it could come down to permitting reform.
It takes much longer to build something here in America than it does in Europe.
To understand why this matters, we sat down with Neil Bradley. He's the Chief Policy Officer at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce.
This issue is about as boring as watching paint dry. Why does it matter?
Because it matters if you want to build anything in America. On average, it takes about 7.5 years to get a federal permit.
Bradley says the push to build more in the U.S., whether it's a bridge, a highway, a wind turbine, a pipeline, or even broadband internet, has for years taken too long. He points to a planned renovation of Union Station in Washington, D.C. as Exhibit A.
They started the permitting process on that in 2015, and they think they're another 3 years away from even getting final approval.
Why does it take so long? Well, let's say you want to build a project. A federal permit may require you to go to the EPA for an environmental review. You may have to go to the Department of Transportation if it involves travel or commuting. If your land is protected, you might have to go to the Department of Interior or the Department of Agriculture if it involves farming. All usually have different timelines and actual employees capable of signing off.
Then someone can sue to say, I don't think the federal agencies looked at all the right things.
Permitting reform is one area of potential agreement between President Biden and congressional Republicans that could make its way into a deal to avert a default. Some Democrats wanted to build renewable energy projects faster. Many conservatives want traditional oil and gas-related projects sped up.
The purpose of these laws is to ensure we look before we leap.
But Lisa Frank with Environment America says changes to permitting shouldn't negatively impact the environment. She worries change could lead to more fossil fuel projects and irreversible mistakes impacting wildlife and habitats.
Typically, once we've built a project, those impacts are kind of locked in.
All of this, something to watch as lawmakers try and strike a debt limit deal. Joe St. George, Scripps News, Washington.
Now to a shocking kind of crime that could hit your backyard. Nationwide dog nappings are up 40%. In many cases, the animals are being swiped right from people's backyards.
And Montana isn't immune. MTN's Alina Howder introduces us to one family who says their dog was stolen just feet away from them and actually held for ransom.
This is Freya, finally reunited with her family 3 weeks after being stolen from their Southside backyard. And getting her back was no easy task, as the family then became a target for scammers.
4-year-old Freya wasn't sniffing around for any trouble.
Freya!
But trouble found Freya on April 19th at her Southside home.
My mom got home 20 minutes before I did, and our gate was open. Both of our dogs were gone.
Allie, who wishes to share only her first name for safety reasons, did everything she was supposed to try and get her pups back.
Immediately we jumped on to the Lost and Found Billings animal groups and started posting in there.
Those posts to Facebook were both a blessing and a curse. One neighbor found her other pit bull nearby and returned him, but the search for Freya wouldn't be so easy.
We had a few scammers try to reach out to us, a couple of them asking for verification codes, trying to get us to send them money, a lot of out-of-state numbers. One asked for 100, another asked for 1,000.
Freya was stolen. In total, Allie says 5 scammers reached out to them hoping to get cash for Freya's return. At that point, Allie got Billings police involved and they tracked down the thief.
They found out that she called animal control and had them take the dog from her property to the pound.
Allie was reunited with Freya 3 weeks later, but unfortunately, incidents like this are on the rise. According to the American Kennel Club, dog nappings are up 40% since 2021. Here in Billings, police investigated 15 cases of stolen animals in 2022 and 22 cases in 2021.
Definitely more in the last 2 years than ever before.
Ashley Burling is the operations manager at Help for Homeless Pets in Billings.
And we noticed it was more common because more people are calling. You know, they'll call and say, hey, my dog is missing. It was stolen out of my yard. Have you seen it?
Experts recommend microchipping your dog, something Allie will now be doing with Freya, and she hopes others will heed her warning.
If this situation does happen, please reach out to all of the Lost and Found animal groups, call the animal shelters, even make a report with the police.
In Billings, Alina Howder, MTN News.
It just turns your stomach, Chad.
It's terrible.
That there are people in the world that would do something like that.
Have your animal chipped, though. That will help. But that shouldn't have to do that.
No, absolutely not. All right, focusing now on the national scene, California lettuce growers faced hotter than average temperatures and crop diseases that led to a shortage of lettuce, which of course raised the price for lettuce throughout the last couple of months.
But a less known way to grow lettuce starting to gain more attention to help fix this shortage. It's called aquaponics. Our Thomas Hoppe spoke to one of the aquaponics lettuce producers in the country. Shows us how this type of agriculture can help with sustainability.
Day by day, we are losing resources, the ability to not only feed our communities, but do so in a way that is in tandem with the environment and the ecosystem.
Nearly 100% of our lettuce is produced in California and Arizona year-round, according to the Agriculture Marketing Resource Center.
Centralization of the lettuce industry means that any kind of impact, it affects the entire country all at once.
However, the industry's crops have taken a hit, with hotter temperatures and crop diseases causing a shortage and prices of lettuce to rise.
They just float on water, and the roots will grow right down into the trough here.
But if you come to Lisbon, Maine, you'll find one of the biggest lettuce producers on the East Coast, run by founder Trevor Kinkle.
So these guys have just been here for a few weeks, and they will grow out over the course of the year and produce fertilizer the whole time.
This is called aquaponics, an organic way to grow lettuce, all by using these fish. And this system here was designed by Kinkle.
So we combine fish and plants in a recirculating system where the fish provide fertilizer for the plants.
SpringWorks raises the fish here and uses their wastewater to fertilize the lettuce. The plants clean the water so it can then be recirculated, filtered, and sent back to the fish tanks, which allows SpringWorks to use less water than a conventional lettuce farm, using less resources and producing about 2 million heads of lettuce every year and up to 200,000 pounds of tilapia, and untouched from climate change and crop diseases.
We're one of the largest growers in the country, and there's only a handful that use this technique right now. So we grow about 20 times more lettuce per acre than a conventional field.
In order to combat climate change and diseases that have made things difficult in California and Arizona, Kinkle believes other communities can do this to help prevent shortages and provide jobs.
So sourcing local is #1 priority for us here. So this is the baby romaine that we get. This is a 2-pound package. We're currently selling this to not only street business, but also to our institutions like prisons, hospitals, and schools across Maine and New Hampshire. It's beautiful.
One of the key benefits here is that they didn't take an existing farm and grow it. They took land and they turned it into these greenhouse spots, and they're producing on land that wasn't farmland before. It was just a forest. They're providing jobs and providing products that are made here locally, which I think is just phenomenal. And as they continue to expand and grow their business, we're really happy to have them here in town and provide that economy for our citizens.
So a regionalized approach allows for many things to not have to happen with California product coming all the way over. So resources like gas, because if we can make systems like this so that products are, traveling, let's say 250 miles, they're getting fresher products so that less is actually waste. It's a battle of waste, right? And the goal is to have zero waste.
SpringWorks Farms is expanding in Maine, but hopes others across the country can adopt their approach to lettuce and fish farming to help provide more while using less. Thomas Hoppo, Scripps News, Lisbon, Maine.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, really neat.
There you go.
All right.
Tilapia and lettuce from the same place.
Imagine heaven, some might say. Well, wildlife has a unique opportunity right here in Montana. Thousands of acres of land set aside for them to survive the winter.
Yeah, those lands are known as wildlife management areas, and they're the focus of this week in Fish and Wildlife.
This land behind me, one of many special areas of the Treasure State set aside to help Montana's wildlife. Wildlife winter here unfazed by humans. That's the primary role of the wildlife management area.
So as part of that, wildlife management areas in many places have seasonal closures that restrict public access during that time.
Many of these WMAs open on the 15th of May. That means we can now venture in, and many of us do.
These areas become really popular destinations for recreation. People love to come out and look for shed antlers. They love to come out and view wildlife, to hike on trails and really just enjoy some of the best habitat that Montana offers. So,
if you're going in, remember the wildlife part of these management areas.
Observe them from a distance. If you have a dog with you, make sure your dog is at your side and under control. And really that's going to help ensure survival of these newborn fawns and calves. And especially in a year like this when we've had a really hard winter and these conditions have just been so difficult for wildlife, they need every bit of help that they can get from us.
These lands are special. 69 locations across the state, accounting for 400,000 acres of unique habitat for wildlife that we can share with proper respect.
It's no small thing to have places like this that not only provide extraordinary habitat for wildlife and help them in many ways. But just to have that here in our backyard and to be able to go out and enjoy these places throughout much of the year, it's very, very special.
Fish, Wildlife, and Parks, of course, has more information and maps of all 69 WMAs in the Treasure State. Just head on over to their website and search for wildlife management areas. This week, at the Porcupine Unit of the Gallatin Wildlife Management Area near Big Sky, Chet Lehman, MTN News.